You may have seen them on the road. They're unmistakable. They're not just Ford Mustangs, they're Saleen Mustangs.
You recognize maybe the outside silhouette of being something familiar, but when you really look at the car, you realize that it is quite a bit different. And so when you're driving down the freeway, they're very easy to spot out, like an exotic car.
Now meet the man behind it all, Steve M. Saleen of Corona's SMS Supercars.
My first race was actually here at Riverside, when Riverside International Raceway was around. The worst possible thing happened is I won. I should have just quit then.
Saleen started out as a professional race car driver and raced for Pontiac Motorsports. Saleen started Saleen Inc. after installing a V8 engine in a Ford Mustang in 1983.
I got to know the guys at Ford, and I said, you know, I think the opportunity is to do something with a Mustang. And they agreed, and they said, we're going to do a 4-cylinder Mustang. And I said, no. I said, I think the American people would rather have a V8.
The company was headquartered in Irvine. He sold his stake and reopened as SMS Supercars in Corona nearly 2 years ago. The company had a new name, a new image, and new additions to its product line, with a focus on the Steve M. Saleen brand.
Kind of breaking away from just Mustang. I think by using my initials and myself, I think we accomplished that division a little bit better.
The company recently launched a new line of entry-level vehicles, starting at $30,000, making their cars more affordable. But prices can still go as high as $150,000. The company also went from making nearly 2,000 cars a year to only 150 to 200 in 2009 and 2010. The number of employees went from 400 to 50. The company also added Dodge Challengers to its product line in 2009, at a less than ideal time.
Just as Chrysler goes into bankruptcy. So I don't know that we could have possibly picked a worse time. We had faith that, you know, things would get squared away, and which they did.
Taking a base model Mustang and turning it into this.
Completely strip it down, and typically we'll start and revise the whole suspension system through spring shocks, the braking system with the brakes. The wheel tire will be moved into a different offsets to give us more performance. Under the hood is one of the biggest changes. We'll make sure that it has more power. It's a more efficient power, whether it's a normally aspirated or we supercharge it. And we put that all together in what we say is a seamless way from a consumer standpoint to where you can't tell where the major manufacturers stopped and we started.
They expect to employ anywhere from 100 to 120 employees when the facility begins operating at normal levels.
Over the next 5 years, I think we'll be expanding. Our volume certainly will be up as the economy rebuilds itself.
Saleen says he's surprised by what the brand has become. After all, he almost called it Spirit.
Our PR guy ended up talking me into using my last name, because I was actually going to call it the Spirit. It's even got to the point where every day it seems like I'm meeting somebody new, that their newborn baby is called Saleen. In Oklahoma, there's a new official breed of cattle that is called Saleen. And so it really has been kind of an interesting ride, so to speak, as to where we've gone with it.
In Corona, Julianne Non, PE.com.